G is taking this lightly whatsoever. The Chinese teams are very serious about their execution. It's eat, sleep, and play. All the OMG guys, the only thing that has actually been coming out of all their Chinese Twitter accounts are pictures of them sleeping here at the studio because they were just playing, and in between games they're taking a rest and they're getting up and practicing again. They brought a bunch of food as well, just so they would make sure they had the right food they wanted to eat, and that's all they've been doing. So I don't think they'd be messing around in this game because they're here to play.
Well, of course, that first ban being passed by Lemondogs, so they're not able to use that one. They do only have 2 bans, so that means, of course, that's why you see that second corner blank. Fizz will be taken away from Nuke, and you see the nodding from Lemondogs. Actually, Nuke doesn't look too happy about that.
It's like, really wanted to play Fizz against Cool. I know Cool had played against a lot of White's Fizz, who is going to the mid laner for Royal, who we're going to get to see in the quarterfinal. Didn't work out very well for him, so I can definitely understand that ban.
Well, Z1's taken away, so we're not going to see Cool running around the jungle or the mid lane everywhere. In fact, everywhere, to be honest. If you see any of his highlight videos, he does cover it. There's the second ninja, of course. Shen being taken away, which means Ari may well be the next ban.
You're good at this.
Right on score. It's almost like we've seen a couple of these games before.
Well, here we go. What's going to be the first pick here for OMG? Jarvan or... No. No, you know what? Loveland plays too many different things now.
I reckon he may go Aatrox. Something crazy like that. Maybe just change it, switch it up a little bit. Lee Sin, maybe? Yes.
Lee Sin.
Just a split second too late on that call. I was thinking Dexter, the other thing he plays is Lee Sin, and of course, that is what Loveland plays. No, don't do that.
They are the jungle team.
I know they are, but I don't want to see a jungle Yorick. I'd like to see a Veigar. That would be awesome.
Our first pick, Veigar.
That would be a little
cocky.
Little foolish as well. Holy cow, they've got it done it.
Well, the time has come for them
to be a little cocky.
Yep. So they have clinched, obviously. If Lemondogs wins this one, it means Lemondogs finishes third, which doesn't move them onto the group, but it does guarantee them third.
It also stretches that champion pool out a little bit further. It's definitely started to expand today. Ezreal may get picked up by Tabs here. Caitlyn is available. Has been a champion.
Who picks Veigar first?
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe does, I suppose.
Maybe no Jackie.
Not Jackie, but first? Like all the things you want to first pick.
Could be a support Veigar.
All right, sure. I'll roll with it.
You'll just roll with it. We'll see. It's effectively doing the same thing as an Annie, not quite with the same burst damage. We do see Vi already locked in, along with Ezreal though. So standard stuff from Lemondogs. They want the win.
Yeah. OMG, they want something else entirely right now. Probably a win, but most likely some champion diversity coming in. I know that Zitai, the mid laner for IG, was known for his incredibly diverse champion pool, and IG's been a little bit dethroned, along with Team WE, by OMG and Royal, who are here at this World Championship. The Jungle York complements Veigar very well because you trap the enemy inside the stun cage so the ghouls can beat on them, and it's usually incredibly effective. Additionally, the Nidalee spears can hit the stunned target from the Veigar stun, so it's all coming together.
We're seeing a whole plethora of champions coming out from OMG that haven't really been used in the same combined force, and right now it seems that they're definitely going to be throwing Lemondogs off track, but instead Lemondogs are saying no, stick to the ball game, guys, get Zoro back on Renekton.
Hey, when all is said and done, and we're looking back on this a year ago, and people look, who was the only team to beat OMG in the group stage?
Yes.
It would still count for Lemondogs. So they definitely want to pick up this win. They want to end the World Championships on a very positive note.
Let's not forget, it also would keep them above TSM.
Yes, that's actually very important for them.
Yeah, and it's very important. There's money at stake, there's pride at stake, and of course, you know, taking away one of those teams that potentially could go on and win the tournament. That's, of course, we could say, well, we're the only guys that beat them in the group stage. Zyra being locked in as well. So Zyra, Ezreal for Mithy and Tabs.
So Lemondogs will probably be picking an Assassin with that last pick, maybe even a Kassadin. I feel like the Kassadin would work very well. See, at this point, they should just lock it in.
They're just like, pick it.
I don't see any reason why they wouldn't.
I think they are. I think they are actually going to lock it in.
Yeah, they should go Maokai Darius bot lane. I've actually ran
AD Maokai?
No, support Maokai, actually. Because he's the person who... He actually does a lot of damage. You'd be very surprised at how much damage support Maokai can do. But specifically bottom lane Darius.
Oh, wow! Cassiopeia locked in. We just don't know what's coming here. OMG are definitely going to be having fun with this game. Fiora being selected now. I just don't know anymore.
No, neither do I.
No.
What are they? We're gonna.
That would be the first standard champion of the tournament for them.
So we're gonna go down these lanes now.
Wow, there it is. So there's no ranged AD carry unless it's going to be Nidalee. Nidalee is going to be the AD carry. This is actually Hosan's done the same.
How do you know if Nidalee's AD carry?
Well, it could be AP.
What if Aatrox is the AD carry? He has attacks.
I'm going to go with Veigar support, Cassiopeia in the mid, Aatrox.
I was gonna say Cassie mid,
Aatrox
Nidalee
top.
support, Aatrox AD.
Maybe.
What are they?
But look at Lemondogs. They've gone for the double AD. And I forgot about this. Nukdog does play Ezreal in that mid.
Yeah. I'm not as interested in that, though. I'm more interested in OMG's team composition.
Okay, break it down for us, Jack. Gonna put you on the spot right now.
All right.
Check out these team comps.
You called it from the very start. Big Pomelo is on the support Veigar, and that is only to set up the rest of OMG's team composition. They are going to trap Lemondogs in an area of unpassable terrain, known as
You could say
the
they're gonna
Event
cage them.
Horizon. It's the Event Horizon, actually.
Okay.
And then the rest of OMG is going to combo on their normally hard-to-land skill shots to the stunned targets. Everyone's going to dive in.
It's going to be a dog pile, I believe is the phrase that you
Yes.
like to use. But nevertheless, let's check out what you guys at home have been voting. According to lolesports.com, 81% of you have gone with the analysis guys and gone for OMG. So can they stay perfect for the Worlds? It's going to be an interesting one.
I bet they didn't see that support Veigar coming.
I bet nobody saw it coming.
No.
No.
No. Okay. So this is something new for us.
You're excited
We were
for this.
hoping-
I can see
Thing
it in
is,
your
we're
eyes.
thinking-
There's a little glint right there.
We were thinking something like this might happen in the Gaming Gear game, but it didn't.
No.
SK Telecom was very taking care of business. And then we're thinking with the Chinese team in OMG, all the food they brought over, all the time they're practicing, it's like there's no way that they would be the ones to pull out something crazy.
Well, they said it in the video. Maybe it's a time to get cocky.
Absolutely.
And this could well be it. Let's see if they can do it in style, ladies and gentlemen, because we are getting underway for the 9th match of the day. It is OMG versus the Lemondogs. And we'll see, can the Lemondogs break that perfect record, or will OMG, with their surprising team comp? I'm interested to see what the analysis guys have to say about this team comp as well, because
I want to hear him break it down.
I want to see them break this one down.
Yeah. I know that Loveland's Jungle York is actually something he's done a lot of, and I know the top lane Aatrox is a very real thing. Ooh. See you later, Ward.
No
Get outta
ward
here.
for you. Puts a second and a third one in there just to say, screw you guys. See if you can take those all out.
They don't even have a pink ward
Nope,
to counter it.
don't need it.
No, Veigar doesn't need pinks.
So, Big Pomelo on Veigar. Cool is indeed on Cassiopeia, as you can see. Going on Aatrox. Loveland in the jungle. That's definitely something we've seen before. And San on Nidalee as their AD carry stroke AP. We'll see how this one works out. That's actually something we've seen in the European LCS. We saw Hosan running it in the spring split.
We did, and it actually worked out very well for
Yes,
Hosan.
it did, yeah.
It was didn't he go AP in Italy and then poke with it later?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing that is actually kind of striking in this team composition is the rest of OMG, like the top lane, the mid lane, and the jungle, are all very formidable picks. Cassiopeia is an incredibly aggressive laner early on.
That's foolish. I feel that's a little foolish. Zorazura would be strong here. He has got the support of San. He is going to catch that Event Horizon on him. San's going to come around as well. But this is actually going to be a 2v1 lane in that top, it seems, as the game develops. There is a potential invade coming from Lemondogs.
And they want to shut down this Jungle York before he gets going. Jungle York in the first place is not that powerful of a jungle, and the late invade has arrived. OMG's got to get out of there right now. Or not.
No, or not. They are going to keep him busy, though. Mythian Taps here. Nukdog has returned. Lovely taking a lot of damage now this time around. You can see it's being bullied away from this one. They're going to make him force that smite. Yeah. He does use it.
And they got a substantial amount of harass. What Lemondogs did miss out on, though, was a decent amount of experience in the lane. They have lost the first 3 minions. 2. They made it for the third minion there. But they were not able to push in early, and also it means going hadn't gotten harassed early on either.
He hadn't got going, that's for sure. Zoro pressured San and Big Pomelo, which I'm never going to get that name right eventually.
Big Pomelo. Pomelo.
Pomelo.
Big Pomelo.
Yeah, I was right.
Yep.
So blue buff will go across to Loveland. That's the double buff. Let's see what he does with it. Nuke up against Cassiopeia. Probably not a lane he was expecting. Didn't see Ocelot in the house, so he used to be his champion of choice way back when, but we haven't really seen a great deal of Cassiopeia, if at all. I'm trying to think back through spring or summer.
It has been a very long time. There was a Cassiopeia game that Chuper of Complexity played in the spring split that was not very effective, but we have seen it in Season 3.
Well, we'll see how it does against the Ezreal in that mid, and we'll see how he builds Ezreal, actually. Nuke who's obviously been used to playing Assassin, so he's doing something different around. Nuke has played Ezreal a number of times before, so it's not something he is alien to. And don't forget, Lemondogs, they want a victory here. They want to take that win. How good would it be to take it off OMG, no matter what champions were played?
Hey, and like I said, the Aatrox, Yorick, Cassiopeia are the regular picks, in a sense. Cassiopeia is a very legitimate mid pick. The Big Pomelo, San, Nidalee, Vigar, 2v1, that's the curveball that they're throwing at us right now.
Well, Dexter coming in, of course. He has played Vi a number of times before. Good damage onto Nuke in this mid lane from Cool so far. Let's not forget, Cassiopeia is a fantastic farmer and will shove that lane, whether she wants to or not.
Yeah, and especially once Cool gets a little bit of AP, it'll be very hard for Nuke to counter back against that.
Exhaust used on the bottom, they dive on towards it. Could it be first blood here on Mythy? Loveland thought about going deep on that one. The Ghoul's not quite enough. The Ignite's ticking. No! He survives. 31 hit points. He had it covered.
And the way Loveland plays Jungle Yorick is not so much as a jungler as just a roaming jerk, almost. If you can imagine a blue buff Yorick in a lane, he's already very annoying to lane against without the blue buff when he has mana problems. He doesn't have mana problems in this, so he actually just runs from top to mid or top to bottom, harassing as much as possible and pushing people out of lane.
Tabs 90 caliber Netten out of this one. They're going for Big Pomelo, and they're going to try and get the lockdown on him. They do get the Ignite, but the Event Horizon locked them down once again. San, not flustered by this, continues to keep those spears flying.
Yeah, that Nidalee is actually working out better than the Tabs lane right now. If we look at the farm, 34-21, mainly because Loveland has had such a larger influence on that lane than Dexter's Vi has against the Veigar and the Nidalee.
Cool, continuing to keep pressure, but it's all about this bottom lane. Look at this, they've been farming between the lanes the entire time. Loveland and Go and effectively using themselves as a 2v2 lane. Loveland, like you mentioned, just being a gigantic pain in the rear of Lemondogs. Now they've pulled in a third member. They can see if they can bait it in. They're going to go in there. It is actually Go in. They're going to bait out. He has got his passive available. Dexter will manage to get the last hit down. There he goes. Slammed on. The rest of Lemondogs will close in. Will he be able to get away from this one? Go going to get locked up. There's the Piltover Peacemaker, but unfortunately, it is Mythy that picks up first blood.
And a nice counter gank there. You could see Loveland actually became a little bit predictable there against Lemondogs because he was very obviously sticking around. Dexter trying to make it 2 for 2.
Dexter is coming around on towards Cool. Can they collapse on towards him? You can see Nuke trying to get in position. They really are very scared of pulling that snake by the tail.
Yeah, the level 6 Cassiopeia is a formidable foe in that mid lane, especially if she can get into a brush, because it is so unsafe to face check against her Petrifying Gaze. I always compared Cassiopeia to almost like a turret of magical damage. More damage than Ryze does when she's standing there and fighting, but less reliable. As soon as you let her stun you with the ultimate, you're basically dead.
It was a great lockup once again on Zoro, forcing him out of lane. We are seeing that top turret being taken down very heavily here by OMG. Don't forget that bottom turret. They were farming between the lanes. There was a lot of damage and pressure put on there by Going and Loveland as well. So despite these interesting team comps, we are seeing the gold advantage for Lemondogs. Big Pomelo wants to get the finish. Oh, that spear just missing out on Zoro.
That was almost the synergy right there. They had the stun from the Event Horizon, but he didn't have enough ranks in it to stun him long enough for the Javelin toss to take down. But also, San is maxing his heal on Nidalee as well. So that's the way they're kind of trying to sustain around that lane. And I feel like they want to dodge out of this Caitlyn lane as much as possible based on the matchup. but the experience is actually telling me they might stay in it, only because Loveland spent so much time in that bottom lane. Tabs and Mythi are only level 4 compared to San and Big Pomelo, who are level 5.
Well, the one big pressure, of course, with that double AD comp is they need to get going, and at the moment, it's not working out. OMG keeping that pressure down on them, and every time you can see the lanes, where is Loveland going? He's getting around the backside of Zoro Zero. He could be in trouble in this bottom lane.
I wonder how effective the Yorick gank actually is in this situation, because he's actually walking through a ward. Going is going to close in. Don't stick around, Loveland. They're going for a fight.
Zoro Zero's going to get that slice onto Loveland, though. He will get the dice across the trees, and he will escape to victory. No problem there. Meanwhile, we do see the lane switches around. It's going to be 2v2 in this top lane.
That's generally what you expect from a Yorick gank as well. Now we might see a delayed invade coming in from Loveland and Going, trying to get this blue buff back. And if they can actually get a blue buff onto Cool, it will be such a huge detriment to Nukeduck in that lane. They do pass it over successfully for Cool. Now Going actually hops onto Dexter, gets him low. Loveland flying in as well. I think they're going to get this one, D-Man. Going, can he get the kill?
He does get the kill. It's going to be going on towards Zoro Zero now. Can he get focused down? He does get slowed. Nukeduck in pressure at the side there. Cool pointing the poison down. Zoro Zero gets back into the turret. Is it too deep for Going? I believe it is, but you can see the ghouls come out. It's a little bit too late. Doesn't matter. It will be a trade. But it's a 2-for-1 to OMG.
It's a trade in deaths, but it's not an even trade in actual map pressure, because OMG got a whole bunch of power. They stole the blue buff onto Cool. Cool is probably going to have a dominating advantage over Nukeduck in that mid lane when they return.
We do see Tabs very low in the top lane, as well as San. Pressure all across the map so far. It is 12k to 10.5, and it's actually OMG with that lead, remember. They've taken that bottom turret down. Pressure's still on the top. But we just saw Cool. He was so aggressive on towards Nukeduck there. Caught him out by his off guard.
Yeah, Cassiopeia loves to be a little bit aggressive. Oftentimes, Cassiopeia, as a random aside, was actually my second most played champion in Season 1.
Wow.
Because I love Cassiopeia.
I love him.
She's like my favorite, before I found Victor.
Before you found
He's
Udyr.
my favorite mid player. Well, I'm talking about mid laners right here. Udyr has always been true for me. But really, Cassiopeia, Cool's actually doing what I did as well. He's maxing Q instead of E on Cassiopeia, because against Ezreal, once you land the 1Q, that's effectively enough, and then you're going to tick him out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ezreal can escape the E spam that most Cassiopeia mids used to rely on, but every time Cool lands a Q, it's going to be about a third of Nukeduck's health. So he just has to land a couple, and he crushes him right out of the lane.
Those Twin Fangs just sinking in, and that's going to be potentially the second turret of the game at OMG. And despite the fact they're playing unconventional champions, they're playing exactly like they do with main ones and keeping that pressure on. Third tower of the game goes down. All of the outers now out of it. Crazy stuff from OMG.
And I think a bit of a... I'm just going to invent a team comp right now, a poke dive comp. Because with the AP Nidalee and the Cassiopeia plus Yorick, they have an immense amount of ranged poke damage. You can see San already going Tear the Goddess, and Sorcerer's Shoe is going to try to land some long-range spears when he gets a few ranks in that. But because Cassiopeia has that flash-in potential with Petrifying Gaze, they might go for a dive comp in with Aatrox once they get a little bit of poke damage down.
Assault and Battery on Going may have gone a little too deep for that one, Dexter, but he does get the kill. Loveling's going to be focused on. He's going to get caught down. Nukeduck comes in on towards that ghost of Going. Now he's going to get focused down. Ooh. Fantastic stuff. Dexter taken so low. That ghost almost manages to get himself a kill, but it was a 2-for-0 trade. 2
great kills picked up by Lemondogs, and they really need it, because we just look at the gold difference right now. 3,000 still. 2,250 of that is because 3 turrets have already went down for OMG. Lemondogs, with their slower style of play, is just not able to keep up with all of the lane pressure and aggression that comes out from this first place in the group OMG team.
So Lemondogs, they need to get themselves a turret sooner or later, because the pressure keep being applied. Is all on them. San may get caught out here, but look at that. Nukeduck wanted to join the party, but Big Pomelo was not falling for it. Dexter hasn't got that Assault and Battery available, but he does put a lot of pressure down. Cool is there to cover them off. Stranglethorns get thrown out. Big Pomelo will get taken down. Dexter picks up the kill.
That was not the most impressive burst rotation from the support Veigar. He took down about a third of the health, and then he got chased down for death right now. Lemondogs is trying to exploit OMG's weakness here, not having a real AD carry, not having a conventional support for peeling. And with the Dragon up, we could see some fighting over this next objective.
And you see Lemondogs moving around there. They have got ward coverage. Nuke, though, is not quite with the party. And while this is all happening, Going is just continuing to shove on that top lane. Zoro will be coming across to deal with him. No passive available for him just yet, but he's going to be doing a lot of damage. You can see he's gone that damage Hydra build.
Yeah, that is a favorite of many top lane Aatroxes, at least recently. Not as much in competitive, but we've definitely been seeing an increase of it in general popularity. He's going to be a pain to deal with because he instantly shoves waves and will always require a friend to go up there. Zoro nicely, though, getting both of those double goals.
Keeping the pressure down. Tabs trying to push this bottom. San still in there, doing a fantastic job, I might add, in terms of keeping the CS. Look at it, 115 to 86 of Tabs.
Yeah, and so much of that I really feel has to do with what Loveland did to Tabs and Mythi at the start of the game with his jungle Yorick, or rather just, I'm just going to call him blue buff roaming Yorick, just sitting around in that lane and being a pain.
A pain is what he is being. Lemondogs, though, have 5 members grouped up in this mid lane, and they do know that OMG are around the side here. They may try and cut them off here. You see Mythi trying to get down there, thinking of going for the grasping roots instead. They also have positional advantage around this mid lane. Which way will they focus? That's the question. Dexter, with that assault and battery, is going to go for someone. Event Horizon catches Zoro, but he does avoid the damage.
If OMG catches the right Event Horizon, they will not be afraid to have Cool flash in with Cassiopeia and land a Petrifying Gaze as well. You can see OMG aggressively trying to take away this blue buff. Lemondogs did get in and burn it with a smite, but that means there's no smite up for Dragon if OMG decides to go that way.
Well, OMG are all 5 members here. Pink wards and ward coverage from Lemondogs, actually. So San's going to keep on throwing those spears. Actually, so far, to Lemondogs' credit, have dodged those spears very well. They're not really getting caught out. That's going to be the Dragon, though. Lemondogs maybe going to focus this one.
Bursted it down. They knew there's no way Lemondogs could come in for a steal. And that's the objective-based play of OMG. One of the big reasons they stormed atop the Chinese scene, even though there had been a long reign of dominance by Team WE and IG, is because OMG was the first team to really embrace the objective game, and they did it better than anyone else in China.
Everybody from Lemondogs spreading out, backing off towards, trying to take away everything from that jungle. They realize that OMG may be going to try and move in aggressively by force. Instead, it's San left to fend off this mid lane, and Lemondogs actually may steal themselves a bit of a charge on this mid. There's only one member of OMG there.
Yeah, and I think this could be a point in the game where Lemondogs' conventionalness of their team comp actually starts working in their advantage. They have a very strong initiation if they want it. Dexter can single out someone to get destroyed by Ace in the Hole and True Shot Barrage. It would effectively destroy pretty much anyone on OMG right now, since all of them are building extremely offensive itemization.
Going goes back. Hydra completed. It's what we were expecting, and it will mean that that lane push from Going will be huge. He's going to be off on the sides, or maybe just joining the team, because if that Event Horizon lands, he gets in towards them and the team decide to go all in. That's going to be a heck of a lot of damage coming out from him.
Yeah, and San just went back, built the measures. Second, he has initiated the Soul War right now.
Well, we saw Dade with it earlier. Didn't quite work out like he planned and ended up having to sell that item.
Now, he backed out from the Soul War, but I don't feel like San's the type who backs out from wars like that.
No, indeed. We'll see if it works out for him. Infinity Edge almost completed by Tabs. Lemondogs pushing in towards his mid lane, and they may get it. OMG are going to start reacting to it. We do see Cool coming up from the side, and Lemondogs do back away from this one. They are fearful so far of OMG collapsing on them.
And it seems odd, but the fear of a Flash Event Horizon initiation from Veigar is very real. That would completely lock down Lemondogs if he can land it right on the edge of the stunning cage, and it would allow a full-on dive from OMG. We know OMG is all glass cannon, but that definitely means that if they get a long-duration stun on many people, they're going to die before the fight starts. That is actually a very real possibility.
The problem I see here from OMG is they've got real no siege capability. They've got the spears from San, but that is it. Whereas Nuke, and Tabs will wipe out those waves very, very quickly. So it's going to just keep them away from the turrets.
Yeah, that's definitely a detriment, which is why I think Going is so aggressively trying to split push with that Ravenous Hydra. He's trying to pull 2 people from Lemondogs up for him, and that would maybe allow OMG to make some other type of play. But it's not seeming to work out right now for OMG. First Spear does land them.
As I say that, they took a good chunk off that turret there. Gogoin's taking away those wraiths. He has got his passive up now. And once that passive is available, I wouldn't be surprised to see him flying in there.
And Event Horizon at max rank is actually a 2.5-second stun area of effect. Veigar just never sees play, but that is the longest duration area of effect stun in League of Legends. So they might be able to get a good dive off if they get it. And you can see Lemondogs is actually respecting that stun potential.
Thought about going for it there, Loveland. Taken low, they're going to go aggressive. There's the Stranglethorns going down. Assaulted Battery gets on towards Cool. Cool hasn't used that ultimate just yet, but Dexter does go down. And now OMG can turn this one on its head.
Well, they didn't get Cool in position to do damage, and they're so low that I think they're going to end up backing away. But getting the kill for nothing does show that they have good enough disengage potential. And the extra synergy here that we actually haven't mentioned is back in Season 2. Yorick top lane and Cassiopeia mid was a very common team composition because Cassiopeia had so much sustained damage in chase that the Yorick clone was extremely effective. They have that combo even with the Yorick jungle.
And if I do recall, actually, the start of Season 3 Spring Split, that was actually one of the banned combos. Teams ran it back then, but of course, teams found out how to counter it.
Just run away.
Well, Lemondogs weren't around back then, so maybe they're unsure other than running away, which they kind of tried to do there, but they did lose one member, and that's the downside of Assault and Battery. You kind of find yourselves pretty deep in the team, a little bit like Maokai's Twisted and Vance. Zoro in the top lane now, clearing those waves with that Sunfire Cape. We do see going, continuing to farm. He's going to have a lot of gold on him, I feel, because he's starting to stack up. He keeps just going back towards that top lane and shoving it in.
Yeah, 1,500 gold on going. I wonder if he's going to continue to go Glass Cannon Aatrox or if he's going to build a bit of defensive itemization. Most of the Aatroxes I've seen will stop at that one offensive item and then start going a little bit tanky because Aatrox has pretty tremendous base damage values. Looks like OMG really loves fighting over this blue buff, and they're not letting Lemondogs get back their territory.
No, they can see the blue buff is going to get fought over, and he wants to be cool. That's going to take that one away. No, it won't. It was Loveland. Loveland used it, wants to get those blue ghouls going. Nukuk kind of trapped in there, uses the arcane shift to get around, and OMG continuing to push on this lane. They're not going to be afraid to dive it. Spear lands on Nukuk. That's going to put pressure down on towards them. OMG keep on pushing. Those ghouls, of course, going to be taking those tower hits as well, and OMG sieging down Lemondogs.
It really does seem like OMG is hesitant to dive, but that's because they are against a Zyra. One of the hardest champions to dive onto in a game. If OMG can somehow get Mithy out of the fight, I think they'll be more willing to dive. But as of now, since they are all squishy, unless they can guarantee a few kills coming in, they might not go. But now that Mithy's low, we could see some action.
Yeah, 3 members of Lemondogs already taken down by their spears. You can see Tams, Nukuk, and Mithy all low, and they're going to back away from this one. Just off the side, Gogoin really wants to get aggressive here. He wants to dive in towards them with that passive available. Tree Shot Barrage not going to find its target. Big Pamelo was pretty low, so still OMG going to keep on sieging. That tower ever so slowly going down.
OMG's side lanes are pushing up pretty heavily right now, so if OMG doesn't go for that, they're losing out on a lot. I expect them, since they're staying, to dive very soon.
Ever so surely. He's going to thought about locking in. He got knocked up, actually. Dexter managing to keep going away. There's the Event Horizon going down. There goes the tower. Nukuk catches that spear. And surely enough, OMG finally take down the 4th turret of the game.
The siege comp right there coming in from OMG. I wonder if they've played this team composition before. I haven't seen it, personally. But they definitely seem to know what they're doing. It's an amazing amount of coordination considering this team comp seems so thrown together at the last minute. It's the improvisation skills of OMG, it seems, right now. Because we did say, you know, their top lane, jungle, and mid lane are things they should definitely have some comfort doing. And then they're just throwing in the bot lane that we have not seen before. And that's working out for them.
And look at San now with that Seraph's Embrace completed. To be pretty tanky actually for a Nidalee, and well, Nidalees you don't catch. He's split pushing around the side out. Zoro taking very low in that mid lane. Cool, putting a lot of pressure down on towards him along with Loveland. That really is a team comp that's starting to annoy the Lemondogs, I feel, and I wonder when they pick this double AD comp when they realize what they were going up against, because OMG, let's not discredit this, that, you know, they've gone with something fun here. They're not actually showing their hand. I don't expect to see this coming out in the quarterfinals.
No, this is their build for the grand finals, Dino. They're going to bring it out right again. Seriously, this is
actually working
improvisation.
very well.
This is an improvised team composition from OMG, but they are playing it just to fit their style of play, and it just shows how practiced OMG actually is, that it's working so well for them.
Nuke trying to go aggressive on San there. San himself with a fantastic KDA in this tournament. Cool up in the top, waiting for Zoro0 to go aggressive, coming in to see if he can keep him away, hoping that Zoro0 will go aggressive on Go-Going, but Cool not falling for it. Now don't forget Go-Going, he could just pop that ultimate right now and just wreck this turret.
Thing is, Go-Going's sitting on nearly 3,000 gold, so fighting right now is not taking advantage of the gold lead that OMG has accumulated while keeping Lemondogs trapped in their base. But at the same time, OMG doesn't want to sacrifice the map positioning that Go-Going going back would actually have. So they might actually stick around and try to get something right here.
Right on towards Dexter, taken very, very low from this one. The Ignite's not going to be enough to finish him off. Zoro0 now with those twin fans taking on him from Cool. Go-Going will back away. That turret not quite enough to take him down and pop that passive.
And you saw the damage that came out from Cool right at the start of that. He doesn't even have his Zhonya's Hourglass yet. The Cassiopeia is getting extremely dangerous in this one, knowing that there is a Yorick clone for Cool as well.
Yeah, this could be a real problem. This is actually going to be the 5th turret of the game by OMG, and Lemondogs again stepping away from this one, not able to go up and fight them. Nuke keeps trying to get aggressive on San, trying to pull him into that fight, but San's still not having anyway. You can't catch an Italy.
No, you really can't at this point, and it's interesting how OMG is able to set up these sieges without such strong disengage, but it's because they're getting enough poke down beforehand, and Cassiopeia alone is enough counter-initiation, I think, to scare off Lemondogs from really going all in. That means Dexter goes in kind of a little bit alone, they focus him down, and the rest of the team hasn't been able to follow up, as well as OMG just always being split up, as long as Lemondogs has a chance to initiate. It's an interesting playstyle that OMG is executing pretty well.
Okay, let's talk about the late game, because we're at 24 minutes. Lemondogs, we know, they like that longer game. They are falling quite heavily behind in gold. This is actually going to take it to almost an 8,000 gold differential between the two. Of course, there's 5-0 in turrets. Honestly,
San stole the dragon from his own team.
Stole it from his own team with that spear. 2 for 2 now with dragons as well. 5-0 in turrets. That bottom turret pretty damn low as well. You can see that's going to be OMG going for their next focus target. Lemondogs, though, have they got a bit of an advantage as the late game develops? Because Nuke and Tabs are going to become incredibly strong.
I think if they could keep the gold close, they would have an advantage. But the gold is very quickly slipping away from them. Knowing that Lemondogs can't really defend any of their turrets basically tells me they're going to continue to fall behind here. I also want to point out that Go-Going did not go for a defensive item.
Nope.
He's got a little bit more lifesteal now. Blade of the Ruined King and a Ravenous Hydra. That actually means his lifesteal's sitting at 27% right now, on top of the healing that Aatrox already has. That is an annoying split pusher if I have ever seen one.
It's going to be a very annoying split pusher. Dexter is going to get those wraiths, despite the fact they tried to steal him away from him. And OMG, look at this, split pushing away, Go-Going. Someone's got to deal with him. That turret's going to go down before Zoro0 gets there.
Yeah, I'm a little flabbergasted right now, D-Man, about the success of this OMG team composition. Unfortunately, Big Pomelo has not landed an awesome event horizon that set up the combo I wanted to see.
Look at Zoro0 getting chunked down in that top lane. He's had to use Dominus. So Go-Going's going in. He's going to get the kill here. The passive will get popped though. Tabs comes in. Is it going to be getting out of tower range? No, he's not. The tower will pop back up, but he won't hit on towards him. True Shot Barrage comes across from Nuke. They will finally get Go-Going down.
But at what cost? Let's see if OMG can catch anyone right here. Burns a flash and an arcane shift over the wall. You gotta say, Go-Going's definitely distracting a lot of people on Lemondogs. He is also 80% of OMG's deaths this game.
Absolutely. 3-4-0, but he doesn't care. He's going to keep split pushing. And look at the top lane, Lovelin. He's keeping shoving it in there as well. So you've got Yorick continuing to be annoying, and mid lane's getting shoved up as well, because Cool on Cassiopeia will continue doing that. Lemondogs at the moment are finding it hard just to keep those waves from crashing on their towers.
Yeah, OMG's just a giant boa constrictor right now, just wrapping around Lemondogs and suffocating them inside their base. I don't see how Lemondogs breaks out of this, because right now Lemondogs would want to catch a good team fight after they get a little bit of Ezreal or Caitlyn poke down. But just the power that has been loaded into the rest of OMG right now is kind of telling them they can't do that. The gold lead stretching to 9,000 seems like it's getting very close to being insurmountable.
San continues to close on the damage. Those spears are going to start hurting quite incredibly on Lemondogs. And let's not forget, Tabs and Nuke and Mithy are all very squishy targets, so their spears they're going to start getting to the point where they're doing over half the damage.
Yeah, and they're bursting down this Baron really quick. This isn't one of those super timed out, control the wards, make sure they don't face check Barons. They're just going for it, and it's actually throwing Lemondogs off guard. Here's improvisation once again from OMG. They made up their mind. They're going.
Big Pamelo's waiting with that Event Horizon, landing on towards Tabs. It's going to be too late for Lemondogs. They have to turn tail and run here because OMG are going to give chase. Can they lock on towards any targets? That's the question. They haven't really got anything to gap close. Going is the only man that's going to go towards it. Mithy will have to put the Stranglethorns down. He's going to go down. Sacrificial Lamb maybe. Can they get any more? Nukedog's going to get focused on. Lovely's managed to lock him in. Cassiopeia ultimate comes out. That's going to be, oh, not going to land. Ace in the hole came out. Zoro Zero trying to go towards Big Pamelo. Going in the back there. Nukedog with the Ignite running. He's going to go down. Going will get dropped, but the ultimate from Yorick was used from Loveland, and just being the big pain that he is, keeping the damage going. Dexter trying to run away from this one. The ghouls from Loveland not going to be enough to take him down. This is a big, crazy exchange.
Ooh,
oh
no.
my word! The spear and poison combined, from Ghoul manages to pick up the kill.
Tabs thought he was so safe over top of that wall, but the surprise poke from Sans in Italy cuts through, and the Baron is still on OMG. There's the stun!
Nukedog gets caught out there, the Twin Fangs in there. Sans going to try and chase. He's going to tank up the turret just enough, throws out the spear. Nukedog now going to go aggressive. He's going to try and chase on towards San, feeling confident here. The rest of his team do come back around. They saved the inhibitor turrets and OMG's own aggression there with that Baron buff. And it backfired. They didn't really pick any objectives up.
Yeah, after they got the Baron and a couple kills, especially after they killed Tabs over the wall, OMG could have went for that middle turret, but they got a little bit distracted trying to finish off Nukeduck. We have to watch this snipe over the wall again. Loveland helped a little bit out with York. The Miasma was sitting, so he jumped actually back into the Miasma, and it ended up granting Cool the kill.
Well, we do see OMG stepping back and clearing out those giant waves. Lemondogs, they're going to get themselves the first turret of the game. It will be the mid lane. They're going to get straight in there. That top turret also taken low, but not low enough. It will be saved by Loveland. There it is, the first turret of the game for the Lemondogs. There's a lot of gold out there from claiming those turrets, but they can't get near it because OMG continue to be aggressive. Zoro Zero, the tankiest member of the team, getting chunked down there by Gogoin.
I never really thought I would see a competitive glass cannon Aatrox in a game. Gogoin's doing a pretty good job of it. Specifically in this team composition where everyone is a glass cannon and they have the Yorick cloning capabilities. He is the AD carry, effectively, in this game. They have just swapped the early laning positions to fit and then transitioned into having a melee AD carry instead of a ranged one. And in that sense, they just have a poke competition.
Oh, two-shot barrage, got it. Nukedog stole it. That's a plus in the books for Lemondogs. They are still 12,000 gold behind. Let's not get carried away here. Dragon will be up in 5 seconds' time. I think Gogoin could take that one himself, no problem, because he's wiping that wave out in a matter of seconds. 100 CS advantage over Zoro Zero right now. Zoro Zero not really even close to being tanky enough to fight these teams.
No, and I don't know if he's going to get to that point. I feel like Gogoin is just going to go for a Bloodthirster after this one. I think a Last Whisper would serve him better. That's not as stylish. So at this point on Aatrox, he really wants to just max out his lifesteal to get as much sustain off mini waves as possible. And we're into this game again. I wonder if Lemondogs is going to be able to stay safe over the wall, or if Gogoin is going to try to burst down. Thing is, if a mini wave pushes back, he's healing up in 2 hits.
Well, you see Gogoin, but that's something that needs to be careful of. He will have his passive, but Muraman has been completed by Nukedog now, along with that Trinity Force. He's going to be doing a lot of damage if he can get onto someone.
And the fact that he stole that blue buff, it means he's completely safe. But that was 1 spear.
That was 1 spear.
2 is death.
He's got the Rabadon's death cap now, so he's got that completed Source Boots. He's had that Soul Steal for a long time. He's only got 2 assists since he's had that Soul Stealer, so not really stacking it out just yet. Gogoin getting caught out there. Event Horizon does come down. We do see the ultimate. Oh, look at Tabs took a tower hit there once again. Assault Battery on towards Loveland. No focus targets here from Lemondogs though, and they're forced to back away. Both teams gonna siege it out, but the spear manages to find its home, and Dexter goes down.
Right in the back right there. Dexter falls again. He's the only one able to go in at this point, and it's a poke composition by OMG being executed right now, and it's a 4v5. OMG's going to continue to poke. Stun!
You can't get out of it. Mithy, once you get caught in that Event Horizon, that spear will find its target. Gogoin taking that front-loaded damage. Ace in the hole's only going to hit 1 target, but there's the first inhibitor turret of the game going down. OMG continue the slow, grinding push with those spears.
And this is looking a little bit frustrating for Lemondogs because they they just can't touch OMG right now. It's a very low kill game, which is not typically OMG's style that we've become used to, but the amount of pressure that OMG is putting on the map is very much their style. The 7 turrets to 1. This is more what OMG was doing when they first found a lot of dominance on the Chinese scene in the spring split of the LPL, and it's working very well despite the crazy, absurd, unknown picks.
Going is cleaving its way through those waves. OMG going to pick themselves up the Dragon. Another one. 32 minutes gone into this game. Going to keep that gold lead piling on this way, and OMG in full control. 3rd of 3, of course, being taken down. Going. Well, he's doing what Nuke was doing in the previous game against TSM. He's laying in wait with that kill. I don't think anyone from Lemondogs is going to fall for that one, though. They don't want to go near
Why would
right
they go that far away from their base at this point? Because Lemondogs has basically found their new home. It is inside their inhibitor line, and it's not very safe. Gets broken into a lot. Going out into a bad neighborhood right now, especially with Gogo and walking around, is not advised.
It is 9-7 in kills, but that's not really the story of this game. The story is the interesting team composition that's came out from OMG, seemingly working very, very well against Lemondogs' double AD poke comp, which in itself is being pressed up. And you know, we said this so many times throughout the summer when we did have this double AD comp that came out a few times, is once a double AD comp falls behind, never gets back into it.
Yeah, and that's why the analyst desk was talking earlier, specifically Monte Cristo, about late scaling double AD comps being a bit of a disaster.
Yeah.
Because you actually need to take the turret advantage early on in the game, and you need to use Caitlyn's early power and Ezreal's early ultimates to just kind of get the pressure on. They didn't do that against OMG, and it's kind of failing for them.
Well, Nuke being baited into this one. Cool is there, does manage to flash away. Can he try and turn the aggression around? No, he's going to get a hit, and that poison's just going to tick him down.
That was some confidence right there from Cool. He had the Ignite on him pre-flash that Nuke went into the bush because he actually didn't have a poison ticking from a previous Cassiopeia Q, but he had him down. As long as he didn't let himself get hit for any potential lifesteal that Nuke may have in his rune page, just walked away, and now they have the Baron timer with a 4v5.
Well, Morella Nomicon has been also completed by Sand, so he's just going to keep those spears flying. The cooldown there, that's going to be another Baron for OMG. Absolutely zero being done about this one by Lemondogs. They're just going to be held up in their base. Effectively prisoners right now inside their own fountain.
17,000 gold against a support by guy. Big Pomelo's got to be feeling happy about that one pick. I want to see more Event Horizons. I want to see the big combo come out from OMG right now because Cassiopeia's got 640 ability power. San's got 621. Aatrox has 351 attack damage as well.
Yeah, he's got that Infinity Edge now.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Just go full AD glass cannon.
He is the AD carry after all.
He is going to do a lot of damage if he gets jumps onto someone. And those AD carries don't have a lot of hit points, so he would just slam them down. Cool comes around the side. Used that ultimate a moment ago, but it is just back up off cooldown once again. And looks like it's going to be OMG pushing the bot lane.
And the top lane, because Going wants to have a fight with 0-0, and the rest of OMG I feel like is just playing a different game. Going's died 5 times. He doesn't mind diving for a little bit of fun. If Going dives, it's going to bring an extra member over from Lemondogs, and it would mean the rest of OMG could push in, but actually OMG has other plans. Improvising here, Loveland has entered the base.
Well, of course, the Super Minions coming around. Nuke's going to get locked up. Oh, he doesn't get quite popped. Big Pamelo does finally get himself a kill on the board. Tabs now comes out. Look at that, though. The spear comes back in. Slammed in by Loveland. And Going comes in to pick up the prize. And that is the inhibitor turrets and the Nexus. Will he be focused on? Dexter tries to go aggressive, but he's going to take a couple of spears in the rear for the damage there. The rest of Lemondogs desperately trying to fight this one off.
Doesn't seem like they got a chance here, D-Man. It's 5 people pushing in. Both AD carries, therefore. Primary damage threats on Lemondogs are down. Headshot there, 4 kills. They might just go for it.
That's the Fountain Spears landing. Oh, another one finds its target on Dexter, keeping that poison ticking on towards him as well. Don't be surprised to see a couple more spears finishing out there, but Going and crew have been wrecking these turrets down. All the Nexus turrets go down. The Nexus will follow. It is a clean victory for OMG, keeping their perfect record intact.
14 kills to 7. They only gave up 1 turret the entire game. And even though they already had the group clinched up, That's one of the most impressive ways to kind of send a message to the rest of the world here. Just doing some very crazy things that we have not seen in competitive League of Legends, and then making it work against a team who was very clearly trying to win against it and is a top team from another region. That is incredibly impressive by OMG, what they've just done.
Well, it's what we talked about for SK Telecom. We said, let's see them win this in style.
Yeah.
OMG have just done that. That was style points to the max there. We saw the AD carry going with a Nidalee, throwing those spears out, going a 500 AP Nidalee going on. We saw an AD carry Aatrox wrecking turrets down in seconds in that top lane. So full style points awarded to OMG there.
And that was also most of the world's introduction there to Loveland's Jungle York. Something that has actually drawn multiple bans, and he hasn't been able to bring out yet here at the World Championship. But the specific thing that was so effective for it in this game isn't his jungling at all. It's the fact that when he runs into a 1v2 lane, that 2v2 instantly swings in the favor of the 2v2 because blue buff York is too much to handle for non-sustained lanes.
And if you think back, it was Aatrox he was helping out, and that's what started that snowball rolling. So